Minecraft! Hey guys, today I'm going to be trying something different. I'm going to be playing a challenge map. It is Guude's 404, version 1.2 of this particular map challenge. And I will describe the map a bit for you. Leave the surface before night, never to return. I'm not going to turn it into a drinking game because I don't drink. The goal, it's a typical complete the monument type of map, and so there is a victory monument, and you are going to hunt around and find different colored wool blocks in chests and bring them back to the victory monument. It is kind of inspired by different Vex maps, as well as the old 404 challenge. And you may recall that a while back, for those of you who've been subscribed to my channel for a very long time, I did the 404 challenge. I have about 20 episodes of that, and so I'll probably link that playlist back in the comments. And so the basic idea with the old 404 style is basically there was a particular seed number 404, that had a gravel pit that once you touch the gravel, it would all fall and create a giant pit that went all the way down to kind of the lava layer. And so the idea was to, during the first day, collect a bunch of resources above ground, and then head down into the pit, never to return to the surface again, and basically try to survive with the resources that you'd collected above the surface. And so this map is kind of inspired by that in terms of there's a few trees and watermelons and jack-o'-lanterns up here that we can bring downstairs, and then we'll have to go down and try to survive. And so there's a few things I should talk about that I need to kind of like admit up front about this map. So one is I've already seen a bit of a playthrough because G404 has been trying out, I guess, the original version of this map. Now it's version 1.2, and so Guude has made a few changes, and so there'll be a few things that are kind of new to me. But I know a little bit about kind of the basic, at least the very beginning of the map. I've only seen the first few episodes. And another thing is, if you happen to be trying out version 1.2 of this map, you might notice that it immediately starts raining and turns into a thunderstorm, which I found very annoying. And so I mailed Guude about that, actually, kind of complaining about it, saying that, you know, it's very difficult when you're first starting out to be talking over the rain and the thunder when you're trying to do commentary. And he said that he was very nice. He replied to my mail and said that when he made the map in MC Edit, like, it doesn't have options to kind of change those settings. But fortunately, Brian has recently created a Minecraft inventory editor program that he was just kind of working on in his free time, because I wanted to do that thing with the silverfish video that I had a few videos back. And so I needed to hack my inventory in order to get some silverfish blocks in my inventory. And while I was reverse engineering the level.dat file in order to make that particular program, I noticed in there that it also has the information about raining and thundering and stuff like that. And so I went ahead and hacked this map to start you out where it is, ooh, a sapling. That will be very valuable to be able to create a tree farm. And I happen to know that there's only a clock in this chest, and so I'm just going to go ahead and break open the chest, and I'll grab the clock as well. And there's a little bit more wood there, but I don't know that I necessarily need it. What I do need is, I know from watching G404, you probably can't see it right now, but there is dirt at the bottom here, and I need a few pieces of dirt so that I will be able to actually have something to grow my trees in for my tree farm underground. And so I'm going to grab 4 pieces of dirt. So in any case, I went ahead and I hacked the map so that it doesn't start raining during the first day. And based on what Guude said about it not being intentional to have the rain in the map, and it just kind of happened to work out that way, I feel like that's not cheating too much, and that lets me talk at you guys without having to try to yell over the rain and worrying about the thunderstorm and having monsters spawn on the surface while we're just supposed to be collecting our initial resources. So, in any case, with all of those disclaimers, here's our little gravel pit. I am going to go ahead and need to create some initial stuff, and so let's go ahead and get a crafting bench. Let's create some sticks. Let's throw down the crafting bench, and if I'm going to head down in here, I know I'm going to need some picks. And so, much like the 404 challenge, this is intended to be kind of a resource-tight beginning. And I actually want my picks in inventory slot number 2, and then the other thing I'll create is a wooden sword, in case I encounter some enemies as I go down in here. And so I know that there aren't going to be torches kind of right at the beginning, and the intention is that you'll have to use lava lighting. And you see, as we break open the gravel, all of a sudden the gravel updates and it opens up this big giant pit, and now I have to find a way to get down. Fortunately, it's still the middle of the day, and so I'm going to head down here kind of in the daylight. And I think I actually didn't get one of the trees, but that's okay, because I have enough wood to get started. I have a sapling, and I believe that there's a chest down here that has some more saplings, which is good, because you can happen to get unlucky sometimes and maybe not have... Oh, no! Fortunately, I have all my food bars. I didn't intend to take that fall and take the damage. There's still a long way down, and so I really do want to kind of carve a stairway somewhat down. But yeah, so long as I have a sapling or some saplings, I'll be able to grow some trees in order to get more wood once I get down there. And so I'm going to plan to do that kind of right at the beginning. As well as, I believe there's a chest at the bottom that has some buckets and a place to get some lava. And so basically that'll be the way that you kind of like get started in terms of lighting the area up. And so I'm going to plan to do that as well. And so basically I'm going to make my way down. I'm not sure if anything, since it's still sunlight out, if anything interesting will happen to be on the way down. And so I think I'm going to edit out a little bit here until I get down to the bottom, unless anything exciting happens. And so I will see you guys again shortly. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Great. Okay, well, I managed to traverse down the pit and went through like a pick and a half and took a little bit of fall damage as I was coming down, but I did manage to make it down into here. And here is the Victory Monument. And so this is the place where once we find our different colored wool blocks, we will go and place them in here. And once we manage to find all 16 different colors, then I think we will have completed the challenge, the wool monument. And it is very kindly kind of lit up with different glowstone and things. And so I think this is sufficiently well lit that we won't have enemies kind of spawning in here. And so I think this is a good place to kind of set up shop. And so I am going to go ahead and put down some stuff and go ahead and, for example, start my little tree farm right here. And so I am going to do a little bit of that, and I will bring you guys back in after I'm a little bit more kind of set up and prepared. Okay, I didn't actually do much. I ended up just setting up a chest and putting some of my inventory away. But let's go ahead and do a little bit of exploring. I think it's just turning nighttime. And one of the things I noticed as I was coming down here is that there is some cobblestone right here. And I know that cobblestone is going to be very rare on this map. Yeah, it's just about to turn nighttime. And so it's going to be very difficult to kind of make good tools. And there's a couple of chests here. Ooh! There's a bit of nice stuff here. There are a couple of buckets, which I know I'm going to need for lava lighting. And then what do we have over here? Okay, some more saplings and things. I might go ahead and start more trees growing. But the buckets are especially useful because basically there's vats of lava over here, and so you can grab a bucket full of lava. I don't even have a step back up over here. And so if I want to light this area, I've seen Guude do this in his 404 challenge. It's already pretty dark. Let me do a couple of things. One is I'm going to go ahead and put a jack-o'-lantern right here just temporarily so I can see what I'm doing. But let's see. I think I'm already screwing this up. So I've seen Guude do this in his 404 challenge, and the idea is you kind of hollow out a 3x3 area in the wall here. And then once you have that hollowed out, you can go ahead and open up things like this. And now if I put a bucket of lava right back here, the lava is going to spread out kind of in all directions, but since there's a trench here for it to fall into, it'll fall in right there. And we end up with this nice lava light that I can't possibly accidentally fall into. That's protected, and so now I can recollect this jack-o'-lantern. And so I might do this in a couple of places over here just because this room seems particularly dark. Let me go ahead and just kind of put out some light in this area. Oh, crap, 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 crap! Where was the creeper? Oh, I didn't, obviously I'm coming down from a pit, and so it's very possible that there's enemies on the surface. Ooh, there's a spider up there too. Enemies on the surface who could be attacking me. I just took some damage, and I have a bunch of watermelon, and so I should go ahead and eat some food so I can heal. And that spider I guess we're going to have to deal with as well. I think there were some stone tools in that other chest, and so I should probably, since I have this wooden sword, I guess I'll go ahead and use this wooden sword to kill this spider. And then, yeah, another thing we need to do is create a bed so that we can have a spawn point, because we originally spawned on the surface, and I want to spawn down kind of in the safe room. But in order to do that, I will either need wool, some excess wool from one of these kind of victory chests, or I'll need to kill a bunch of spiders in order to be able to get that. And so, should I go ahead and try to kill this spider? He's probably going to jump on me in a minute anyway. Doesn't seem to have seen me. I'm not sure if the jack-o'-lanterns are lighting up the area sufficiently that he's not going to get me now, or... Actually, here's what I'm going to do. There's these other chests full of goodies, and some of them are things that I want to use, like these extra saplings. Actually, let's just bring a few more saplings into my inventory. And then let me go ahead and get a stone version of a couple of these tools. There's some leather that I could use to make some armor. Actually, let me just take half of it for right now. I'm going to get a little bit more organized, and then we'll kind of tackle this initial area, which is mostly just making sure that we're protected when we're around near the Victory Monument, and then we'll head down into these caves and actually start exploring the map. So I'm going to take a little bit of time to do that, and unless anything interesting happens, I will see you guys when we're ready to go. So I'm over here in the Victory Monument room. I made a tree farm. I hear some zombies and things kind of through the wall over here. And so on the one hand, I'm a little bit worried about it, but on the other hand, I'm obviously completely sealed in over here. And I don't think I'm intended to kind of like dig through here and go in that direction. And so I'm not going to worry about it right now, but just FYI. I wasn't sure if my trees were going to have enough light, and so I went ahead and broke up one of these pieces of glowstone, intending to put some more light kind of up around the ceiling, but then one of the trees just grew in front of me. And so that is extremely handy, and so I'm going to go ahead and immediately chop this tree back down and go ahead and replant, assuming I get some more saplings. But it seems like there is already enough light in here for trees to grow, as well as obviously enough vertical space. And so I'm happy to know that my tree farm is going to work and is already working. Let's go take care of this spider and retrieve my jack-o'-lanterns. And I don't see any other bad guys. And I want to put in some more lava lighting over there. Okay, so I've installed another lava light over here, and I noticed that there's a few more pieces of cobble, which are extremely valuable on this map because there's so few of them, and so I want to make sure that I pick these up. I'm not sure how many pieces of cobble do I have at this point. I have 4. And was there one over here? No, this is the sandstone that's kind of the entrance. Oops. That was my stair to kind of walk in. Okay. And yeah. Oh, there's another piece of cobble up there. I want to get that. And so, because if I manage to get 8 pieces of cobblestone, then I can create a furnace, and then I can start creating charcoal. And so that will be good in terms of long-term lighting. But for right now, the lava is working well for short-term lighting, I think. But at this point, I think we're ready to actually go ahead and kind of start doing the challenge part of the map. And so I'm going to grab a couple more lava buckets. And then let's go ahead and head on in here and see what we have to find. And I realize it's going to be dark on the screen, and so I am going to go ahead and do something I don't typically do, which is I'm going to turn my brightness up to, let's say, 80%. And that will allow you guys, hopefully, to be able to see kind of what's happening on the screen. It will also allow me to be able to see a little bit of what's coming up. And yeah, we have kind of a big step down here, and so I'm also going to go ahead and carve this out. I realize I'm using up a fair bit of my stone pick, carving out all the sandstone. But I would really prefer to have kind of an easy step down and an easy way to kind of get back. Okay, and here's what I should do. I should put out pumpkins a little ways out just to kind of like check out what is coming up ahead, make sure there aren't, monsters or different things. and then I can go ahead and recollect those jack-o'-lanterns in just a moment after I've seen what's going on. And so I have the kind of initial area lit up, and there's nothing too scary over here, and so I'm going to replace some of these walls with lava lighting. And so, yeah, and the cobwebs actually will be good, because the cobwebs are going to give me string, and I can turn that string into beds eventually. Okay, so I put in 3 or 4 lava lights kind of in this initial area, and then I think I see another tree grew over here, so let's go check that out. And if so, I'm going to go ahead and continue to, yep, got another tree, harvest some trees, so I'll do that, and then we'll continue exploring. Yeah, this will be a little slow at the beginning, but such is the nature of any kind of initial survival challenge where you have few resources right at the beginning. And so I'm going to chop down a tree, and then we'll continue going. All right, while I was chopping down one tree, another tree grew, and so at this point I have tons of wood, and so that's great. But I will meet you guys back over as we explore the cave. So at the entrance, you can either go left or right, and I believe B00 and Guude originally went left, and so I am going to go left as well. And at this point, there's my last lava light that I've installed, and so we're getting down to an area that is not well lit, and once again there also is not a good step down, so I want to be careful about that. And one thing about pumpkins is that you can only place them on top of blocks. Unlike torches, you can't place them on the side or... Ooh, and I hear a skeleton or something, and so I'm going to go ahead and use my jack-o'-lanterns to light things up, but here is the first mob.